All right, so this trade is from Monday, April 11th. It's Veru, and this thing was moving pretty strong for the first part of the morning here, which just made it a little bit more difficult for me to find good entry points. You can see here it was down to like 825 or so, and I thought this could be a good spot in the 840 area to buy and this pullback, but I didn't, and as you can see, it keeps moving up through 860. It goes up to 870 through 875. I think it goes all the way up to like close to $9 here. So probably would have been, when you look at the 1 minute, that's like pretty much a perfect pullback, which I was thinking at the time maybe it was, but I was a little worried because of how much it had already moved in the day, and then this last 5 minute candle was a big pop up, so I was worried that it might fall down. But as you can see, it didn't, so it probably would have been a good purchase area for me. Um, Moving on here, I saw other areas. On the 1 minute, you can see this is still only as high as 898 where it was before. But on the 1 minute, it's kind of bouncing off this $8.60 area. So I started thinking maybe that would be a good purchase area. I didn't get it at that point. I was thinking again that it could easily fall through there, but I should have and maybe made the 9 EMA my stopping point, um, my stop loss. If I bought it at 860 and it fell that far, I would sell it. But at this point, it has a topping tail on the 1 minute. A couple of them on the 1 minute, and the 5 minute is not really perfect. So I was definitely a little worried about it at this point. I didn't jump right into it this one, which in retrospect, of course, I could have and still would have made a ton of money, but you never know that when you're actually in the middle of trading. So let's see, this is where it's kind of broke through $9, and then you can kind of see it just flies past $9 here. So another area I probably could have bought it was at $9. Again, missed opportunities. I didn't because I wasn't fully convinced that it was going to keep going up with these topping tails. So moving on here to around, what is it, nine minutes here. So this is the point where I actually did buy it. So it was bouncing off the 930 area, and I figured at worst case scenario it could drop down to like 925. That's where it was kind of finding support. So I ended up buying it at 930, and it pretty much immediately came up there, and I was able to sell on the ask for $9.40, which is the 10-cent gain that I'm looking for. So that was good. The only problem with this one is that now that the price is so high, because I waited so long, that I can only get 250 shares. So I wasn't able to make the full $50, only $25 on that one. It's not exactly what I was looking for, but uh, it could have been much worse, obviously, if it had come down. But yeah, it was a pretty decent trade all in all. Just wish that it had been with higher share size. So this was also the first day of the second week, so I allow myself to make more trades this week. So I did a couple of trades on this one. So if I move forward here, say right in this area, I bought it as it was coming down. I was thinking that the $9 right there, the $9.06, the 9 EMA would be a good purchase area. I did get it a little bit early, as you can see, $9.18. So that was kind of a mistake on my part. I should have waited a little bit longer. You can see it still bounced up a little there too, though. So, I mean, I also could have sold it for a 5-cent gain, maybe. So two ways I could have maybe made this trade a little bit better. But definitely should have waited, I think, would have been the best. You can see here it moves forward a little bit and it ends up just coming down to that 9 moving average area. It's right in there. And then I think the next candle is a green one that starts coming back up. So it's pretty much picture perfect bouncing off of the 9 moving average. So definitely could have made that trade a little bit better. I think I sell it here because I was a little bit worried about, well, I tried to sell it on the ask and it wasn't selling. So try to sell it on the ask a couple times. I think right here again for just a few cents, but it doesn't work. So I cancel that order and then I end up just selling it on the bid for $9.20 when it comes up here, and just make a few dollars. So not much. I think with commissions, it ends up being a loss on that one. So yeah, right there is where I tried to sell it. Didn't work, so then I sold it on the bid. So at $29 profit, it's not great for a second trade. Let's see here. So coming forward a little bit, this is after it had been on a halt. I skipped forward there. It was at 11 minutes and 8 or 11:08, and now it's 11:22 because it was on a halt. It halted going up, so I was probably dumb buying this one. You can see I keep talking about the topping tails, and that's what is very obvious right here. On the 1 minute, there's kind of two of them there. On the 5 minute, there's a topping tail. After it came out of the halt, it wasn't sure what it wanted to do. It was moving up and down throughout this 1 minute candle here. But I figured if it was staying over $11, I would be a safe place to buy it. So that's what I ended up doing. I bought it at 11:07. And that still ended up being a big mistake, really, as far as trading goes. You can see it dropped 30 cents there. I think it goes down to 40 cents, even further, almost 50 cents. So that's a terrible, terrible trade. I should have not done this, and then I should have cut it loose right away as soon as I saw it wasn't working. But I was also confident that it would come back up because this thing had been moving so strongly throughout the day. So I did hold on to it for a little bit longer than I should. Because of that, it ended up paying off a little bit. I can move forward here. So it took a few minutes, I think a minute and a half or so. But you can see it does start to come back up. And as it breaks back through the $11 area, it just really flies. So I guess I did kind of get lucky on this one. I mean, you never know when these are going to go up or down. But you can see here it goes from 11 to $11.30, and I sold it immediately when it came up. So I made some good money on that one. So you can see here is my account information for the day. I started with $597.95 in my equity. I ended up making $79 gross, which was $17.70 in commissions, is what this says. So only $61, but still a lot better than what I normally have been doing throughout this series so far. It's been like small gains. So that's the actual report after my trading day was over. You can see my first trade is up here. The time is on the side. So my first trade was buying at $9.30, 250 shares. I sold that at $9.40. So good 10-cent gain there. This one was $9.18 that I bought it at, and then I only sold it for 2 cents, and that was also 200 shares. So not great on that one. Only made $4 gross, which after commissions, was at least $5.90 plus ECN fees. I ended up losing some money on that one. And then this right here was when I bought it at $11.07. Waited a really long time, about a minute and a half there, and then ended up when the pop-up came through $11, I sold that. So 11.32, so that's much better than 10 cents. And they gave us a gross profit on the day of $79, but after the commissions, the fees, and everything, it's $58.26. So that puts the total account at $656.21, which is starting to look a lot better than the previous week. So being the first day of the week, this was a pretty good trading day, I think. Although my trades weren't perfect, overall in the end, everything worked out. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and I appreciate it.